You know, nothing says Massachusetts or really New England like a lobster, but our iconic crustacean just got a failing grade. An environmental group believes that the way they're caught threatens North Atlantic right whales, and they're saying you shouldn't buy them. Meteorologist Vicki Graff says local lobstermen dispute that claim, and they worry the local economy could take a hit.
Here we have pretty average sized lobster you get for dinner, £1.25 pounds.
About 40,000 pounds a day of this native delicacy pass through this Gloucester plant.
The lobster industry is probably the biggest fishing industry left in this area. There's probably 150 plus boats in this harbor that come and go on a daily basis, who have 1 to 2 crewmen and support their families, and those crewmen support their families.
Tessa Brown is owner of Cape Ann Lobstermen.
It's been hard, and it gets harder every year.
The past couple of years have been tough on the lobster industry, with climate change, tariff wars, and of course COVID. Now they're dealing with this, a red warning from the Seafood Watch Project, a group focused on keeping the ocean sustainable. They're now advising consumers to avoid lobster because of concerns the gear used to catch them can entangle a North Atlantic right whale.
No one wants to know that their appetite for seafood is driving a species to extinction.
By one estimate, the right whale population plummeted 30% over the past decade, leaving only about 340 of the giant mammals in existence.
We're unfairly being targeted when the main problem is, again, ship strikes.
Lobstermen say they've already adapted their gear to minimize any threats to whales.
They're entirely misguided. Well-meaning people who have not a clue. The likelihood of a right whale going up into my gear is non-existent, but yet I still have to comply with all of these crazy mandates.
Things like a reduced season for catching lobsters and using ropes that will break if subjected to more than 17 pounds of pressure.
We're already at a 94.8% risk reduction. So as a Massachusetts lobsterman is already at the point that the National Marine Fisheries Service is looking for, and they're still getting blamed and lumped in with everyone else.
Brown is worried a tidal wave of bad information could harm a centuries-old way of life on the North Shore.
It could be huge. I know originally, like, HelloFresh dropped all lobster, Whole Foods dropped all live lobster, and a lot of the lobster gets processed into meat and gets put into value-added foods. And if those big companies start cutting lobster out of their main food lines, it could be catastrophic.
This is also big news in Maine. Lobstermen there started a petition on change.org demanding the Seafood Project review its decision immediately. They say there hasn't been a whale entanglement attributed to the lobster industry in decades. As you can see, it's already well on its way to 20,000 signatures. Meteorologist Vicki Graff for your local station, Boston 25 News.